afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the advanced class. Today, we're going to be taking a look at how to survive a wrongly placed short or a wrongly placed long. There's a couple of actions that we can take on, but most importantly, I believe that it's going to be a great journey to start looking at possibilities on how to survive that. Just so you guys know, for the new members that are just joining today, Kim Cool, what is up, brother? This is a repetition of the same class that it is recorded, and it's going to be uploaded in a couple of hours. So basically, if you are joining again, you're going to be looking again of what we talked about and basically moving forward with me. So guys, please give me 1 second because I'm working without my headphones, and for some reason I'm just so used to it that I can no longer talk and hear myself. I don't know, just guys give me 1 second, please. Here we go. So we have a much better illumination, and also we have a much better audio. So thank you guys for holding still with me, and then let's jump back into what we got prepared for you guys. So let's go to my charts in here. Before anything else, I'm also going to be shouting out for the variants to stay up to date on you guys, because you guys are the most important part of Chart Prime and of course out of these classes. So in the meantime, we go to the charts, and this is not working. Sorry, some technical difficulties. Here we go. All right, let's go to my charts. Perfect, much better. All right, I'm gonna be shouting you also, guys. So welcome. We have MSG or Master Sergeant. Welcome, Kim Cool. What's up, brother? Welcome. We also have for the veterans Major Pain as always. And at the end of the class, I will have an announcement involving Major Pain. So stay tuned. Well, Little Fish, what is up, brother? Having 62. What's up, veteran? Welcome back. So we also have Demo in the class. What is up, brother? I also was aware that you were chatting in the chat today, so very nice there. Thank you so much for your participation there. Also, One Way, what is up, brother? And welcome. And as always, RC2, thank you so much, brother, for keeping the server clean and also all our questions answered. So guys, for the new members, if you're veterans and I did not shout you out, please let me know. I'm reading through and I don't see any other veterans at the moment. But for the new members, if you're looking to get started on on Chart Prime, go to the Chart Prime, there we go, tutorials. I'm going to be sending them right away. Here we go. And also, when you finish with those, I do recommend my personal favorite. It is, of course, additional content. And under additional content, look for important classes. And under important classes, watch video number 3. And then if you want to learn about the thriller strategy, click on video number 1 and just watch it through. You'll see that names are slightly different. They are slightly updated, but everything is still the same on how it functions and actually how it works, and mostly how everything is called. Just so you know, the previous smart money concepts, it is now in Market Dynamics Pro. All right, so after having said that, let's move into the next one. Welcome all new members. You've joined the best teacher on Discord. Thank you, One Way. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, so let's jump right into the charts. And I want to get started looking at Bitcoin. And also, I want you guys to suggest me any kind of asset. In the morning, we looked at AVAX for the example, and we're gonna remind on that area on the same asset. But before we get started with the lesson, I want to see, guys, what you are watching, what you would like me to ease you in. And also remember, this is not a crypto exclusive space, but I'm not there yet by reading minds. So you do need to let me know what you want me to take a look at. Remember, it can be Forex, it can be stocks, it can be crypto, it could be anything your heart desires. Just let me know right here so I can read you and tackle those assets. So One Way, what is up, brother? DXY, perfect. Let's get started with that one. Loving it. By the way, Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia, Timo. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you were watching yesterday, didn't you? Yes, I know. It was a crazy movement. Let me know, Timo. Did you make a bug out of Nvidia? Did you open up a position? Or anything else, please let me know. Kim, what's up, brother? And yes, we'll move forward with Ethereum. Nope, I'm just observing. Perfect. So do I. So do I. So do I on NVIDIA. So let me just write down. We're going to get started with DXY. Then we're going to do NVIDIA and VDA. And we're going to wrap the analysis up with Ethereum ETH. And then we're going to be taking a look at AVAX and seeing how to survive or how to handle a losing short or a losing long. All right, that's going to be a very important class. Also, guys, remember that if you have your own techniques, make sure to share them, because what makes this class wonderful, it is you. It is the collective minds working together to bring up the best part of everybody. And also remember, we are all here for the win and to learn. So let's take a look at DXY. I'm gonna go here and do DXY, and I don't see it. Oh, because I'm on crypto. Here it is. And I'm gonna click in here and finally open up the asset. All right, I'm gonna also close Solana. I've been looking at it. I'm planning to enter. In fact, I entered for a little itty bitty short. Full transparency, I told you guys that I will not be shorting coins. I just couldn't resist, so I'm here coming up clean and telling you that I did open a small short on Solana. I'm already at profits, and I'm most likely gonna be closing that short today. So why? I mean, it's too risky for me. We're still uptrending, and this retracement, it doesn't actually mean that much so far. All right, so far, until Bitcoin start breaking to the downside. That's when I'm gonna start shorting stuff up, or cryptocurrencies. So let me give you just guys 1 second. Perfect. And then let's continue here. So DXY, one way, what it's up? What time frame would you mind to tackle today? 4 hours. Perfect. Love it. All right, so we're already at the 4 hour. Let's get started clean and fresh with the most basic things that we have. So let's see, guys, are we bullish or are we bearish? And for many of you guys, might be a little bit of a tricky question, but I think it's pretty clear so far, except for one single thing. Nonetheless, let me know, guys, is it bullish or is it bearish? For the new members, if you don't know the answer, give it a guess. Give it a guess, because just by typing, you are earning points, and you will be you can be exchanging those points for TradingView coins, and then use those TradingView coins for maybe upgrade your subscription, pay for your next TradingView subscription, or maybe just issue in and like give them away if you want to or feel like it. But let's say bullish. Tank bullish. I'm bearish. Oh, I see, Demon. So you are bearish. Nice. Bulldog. So you guys look at it as bullish. I mostly see it as bullish, but I also believe that we could be turning bearish at any point. All right. So first of all, let me give you an issue in, guys, with how I got things configured very, very fast, because I do see a couple of new members here. Look at that. The first thing I'm pointing out, it's going to be this moving thing. This kind of like a VWAP, this kind of like a moving average, this red and green thing, that is not the price action, right? That is called the dynamic reactor. It's turned on under market article. I use it to then turn off my auto optimizer and use a custom tuning. All right, I want to pair this tuning till my signals are breaking up or strong or buy, right, as I break above, and then as I break below, a sell signal. I want to move them up and down this tuning until I get rid of most of the interference. What is interference? It is like, for example, this buying signal. Oh no, yeah, that isn't, because we did broke above. But it's something like, let's say, this short signal, and we did not broke below. So for me, that is interference, all right? So just also, there is no way that we completely get rid of interference, but there is a way that we can just basically dial down until it is not longer an issue, and that is by turning up our tuning. Nonetheless, remember, you need to find your balance between the most accurate as we break below, right, and as we break above, because that is the trend mode, right? Not the tops and bottoms mode, right? And guys, let me ask you a question. When does a trend changes? How can I define where does a trend ends? That is also has to do with the last question of whether you think it's bullish or bearish. But let me know. When does a trend ends or finish or changes? FOR, flip of the ribbon. It is part of it. I won't say that every flip of the ribbon the trend changes, but I mean that is, I will say that as a correct answer, but an incomplete or slightly incomplete answer. There's also something very easy that might be in front of us and we might be overlooking. By the way, guys, just give it a try. Doesn't matter if you nailed it or not. That's fun. I want you guys to earn some free stuff. What is it better than free things? So just type something. When it breaks through the dynamic triangle, a dynamic triangle. I believe that that could be a dynamic reactor, or is it actually a triangle that you're talking about, Burger? But that is almost accurate, but we're trying to find, well, I mean, I'm just gonna call it correct. Yes, dynamic reactor, perfect. Dynamic reactor, right, sorry, DR, oh, perfect, yes. So when we break dynamic reactor, LH, lower highs, that is what I was looking for. Lower lows, yes, Dimo, that is exactly what I'm looking for, right? So there's an easiest way to look at this. A trend, it's broken when we break the trend line, right? I mean, what else would a line be called a trend line, right? So, I mean, if we don't have the dynamic reactor, right, that's thinking not having chart prime. But look at that, I have higher highs, right? And, oh, sorry, I always do it. Higher highs, right? And then higher lows, right? And then I can define a line between those higher highs and those higher lows. For some reason, oh, I see why, this magnetic thing. Yep. So I can basically adjust that very precisely. And when I start breaking the trend, all right, like maybe somewhere like that, I start looking for bearish signals. So basically, have I actually broken this? Not really. I mean, if I'm very picky, I would say yes, but that is not an actual breakout, right? That is kind of like a retest with maybe a fake out, right? And then when we finally break it, it seems like we are having, let's see it right here. Look at that. This is it. All right. Here we go. This is the breakout because we have a big enough movement. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, a fake out secondary retest. There's always a second chance for everybody, and off we go, right? But also, based on the Wyckoff theory, we can always, or most likely, we will be finding ranges at the top and ranges at the bottom. In fact, one way, I'm looking at you, buddy. Wyckoff inverted right here, or a Wyckoff pattern 2 at the top, isn't it? Or am I seeing things? Let me know one way. But yeah, now that we understand where are we breaking, that's exactly where we're looking to have our sell signals, right? The same thing happens the other way around. Look at that as we break through. So for the members that said, as we break through the dynamic reactor, that is accurate actually. Why? Because dynamic reactor is a high volume zone, and when you're breaking through a high volume zone, I mean, you know it's gonna take some power to break back below, right? Unless we're in a range and that range breaks back and forth, just like we had in here. I mean, if you believe, please let me know. I'm completely, I mean, please be honest here with me. If you see this not as a range, please let me know. If you see this not as a range, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, sorry. And if you do see it as a range, give it a thumbs up. I want to see your opinion, guys. All right. So in the meantime, we have a Wyckoff pattern breaking to the downside and moving to the downside right there. And very, very funny, we can always, or most of the cases, pair it as we break through the dynamic reactor. All right. Just bear in mind, we're trying to have as much precision on these buy signals. We are never going to have them at the bottom because this is not tops and bottoms. This is a trend signal, right? So when is it broken? What is it changing? So on and so forth. So that's why I'm going to be adjusting my trend signals based on my dynamic reactor. All right. Having said that, let's draw a trend line in here, right? And by the way, if you don't want to draw a trend line, that's completely fine. You can go to your indicators, go to your market dynamics, turn on market dynamics, and just make sure you go down here. Let's turn off, just for now, not to make a mess, triangles, and make sure your, what is it, trend lines. It is a little bit up here, trend lines. It is either small, big, or macro, all right? At this point, I believe macro is gonna do the trick. Here we go, let's just wait it, and I believe we already have drawn up, on top of it. We'll see. Oh, where's my trend line? I don't see my trend line. All right, so lately, TradingView's been a little buggy. So let me do, oh yeah, no, that's completely fine. Let's do big, let's wait for it, and I need to see my trend line. All right, something is going on. Let me remove everything, and I don't see my trend line. Oh, I see it. All right, I see it. It's right here. It's a smaller trend line, so let's just go ahead and change it right here. Instead of big, let's go macro. Let's click OK, and then just wait for it to load. And it is not updating. All right, let me see. Maybe I need to take this to the developers, but just to make sure that this is not a bug from us. Nonetheless, TradingView is being very, very, it's not wanting to play along. All right, in the meantime, let's move forward. I'm telling you, let's see. Yeah, I just had enough of TradingView lately, especially today. I was trying to get that short. TradingView for some reason kept disconnecting. I couldn't get the price data correctly. So I don't know. It's been a pain. It's been a pain recently with TradingView. All right, let's take a look at something important in here. At this point, we acknowledge that we can have a trend line up there, right? We also can acknowledge that we can have another trend line up there, all right? I know this is not the classical way to draw a trend line. This one, usually we go for the base, right? And let me show you something here. When I start losing that trend line, I could then start drawing another one in here for my head and shoulders lines. A head and shoulders will usually show me a shoulder, head and shoulder, but not always. But what it absolutely always going to be giving me is going to be giving me a perspective of a triangular pattern, right? So that's exactly what I'm looking, and this is just a strategy of myself. So guys, if you want to look for strategy, here it is. You can learn this one. I'm gonna be explaining a little bit more, and you can actually just not draw the head and shoulders trend lines and start using something like my trend assistance, because look at that, we are almost breaking that trend line right there, and we are also touching that trend assistance. When the trend assistance has been broken, well then you need to take some actions. So at this point, let me show you that we are going downwards and we haven't broke above. Another very, very important thing, let me show you here, and I'm gonna go to daily to make things a little bit more obvious. All right, so we can cleanly and clearly see, right, uptrend, range, downtrend, right, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, so on and so forth. All right, so let me show you something special here, and for that I'm gonna grab this tool, and then as we break above, and I'm talking about this, the oscillator right here, as we break above the zero line right here, what happened till we broke below right there? What happened to the price action, guys? Let me know. There is an alternative for TradingView, Kim Cool, but I mean, it will be a major work to migrate to those ones, to those other platforms, and in many cases, they do have security bugs. In fact, we did look for alternative, other kind of things, and I mean, we decided not to go with them because of the security. So far, despite TradingView, it's very buggy, especially lately. It is the most secure at the time right now, right? I mean, that could change. Hopefully, they do get their stuff. I mean, worked out before somebody else just gets a secure or a more secure platform. So yeah, let me do something very quick in here. Perfect. All right. So let's just wrap this one up and see what else do I get in here. So far, you see that as the oscillator was above the zero line, what happened to the price action, especially new members? What it's up? What are you guys looking at that? TradingView is the one for me. I love it all with the bugs. I mean, that's hard, but yes, I mean, you do develop a special feeling for a tool that has given a lot, right? But at the same time, I mean, they cutting out the free version from 3 indicators to 2 indicators, not increasing their capabilities, so on and so forth. You know, you start feeling heartbroken. I got used to it after 7 years. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. One way. What's up, brother? All right. So as we are above the zero line, we see the price action rushing up, right? Let's see now, for example, right here. Let's see, like since I broke below, and I'm talking about the oscillator, right? Since I broke below and then since I broke above, what happened right there in this price action right here? Come on. Right here as I was below the zero line. What happened there? Let me know. You didn't kick your honey out of, she was a pimple. You didn't kick your honey out when she has, yes, exactly. You are completely right. Absolutely. That's what we're sticking around this with TradingView, right? Follow follow the trend. Yes, having that had followed the trend. So as you can see, also something important, all right, something important is that we were bullish, but every bullish area or every bullish asset has its end, right? And then every bearish movement has its end, and so on and so forth, all right? So how does that end start? Well then, look at this. Oh, I'm just messing this up. Let me see. All right, perfect. So look at what happened here. How did it started like this? So we first of all start breaking the trend line, right? And then we have a confirmation by breaking through retest, and guess what? Off we go. But also we have an early notice as the volume or momentum was dropping through the threshold here. You see that? But look at that. If I do something important, if I start drawing my trend line at the top, what is the next target? When I hit this target, the next target is at the top, right? If I hit this target, what is the next target? At the top. If I hit this target, what is the next target? Oh, you see that one? And then I start going down. You see that one? So we're not reaching target anymore or projected targets. And we can see a decrease of momentum right there, all right? So let's go back to 4 hours and wrap this one up. I think I have gone too far into this analysis just to prove a point, which is we could be reversing. So, all right. So what has happened right here? When did we broke? Because I mean, this is almost copycat. I mean, this is exactly the same, almost exactly the same. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but I absolutely can. Look at that. If I start drawing my lines by myself, remember at the top just to see projected targets, all right? And at the bottom to see when I start failing the trend line, there we go. Look at that. When or where could I be going all the way up? But I haven't. And what's going on with my momentum? It's below the zero line. You see that? So any questions so far? When it breaks below, it's going head down, similar to dynamic reactor. Yes, I also believe so. So be careful, and that's why Demo is bearish, because, well, that is my guess. Please, Demo, let me know. I mean, technically speaking, we are bullish, all right? We are bullish, but there's three scenarios in here. First, we are bullish and we have a high prime score, and then we go with a even higher consolidation score. A consolidation score will indicate me that I'm gonna maybe stop falling and doing a range like this, all right? Or a slight, let me show you an example. This is too aggressive. All right, or a slightly down range, right? Or a slightly up range, depending on this number, all right? So this number in combination with my prime score. So if I'm bullish and I have a high score in here, I could be just going side ranging for a little bit until I either lose my prime score, like going lower, right? Or I gain some momentum. Let's figure out those two ways. If my prime score start going lower, what's going to happen? If instead my prime score remains between 6, 7, 8, or 9, more likely 7, 8, and 9, and I still then just hovering here, I eventually gonna break to the zero line, and the movement will be not to the downside, but to the upside. All right. Well then, now let's just wrap things up with how far could it go, and how far or where could it be our positions, right? So far we're bullish, and we should be trading it as a bullish asset because we haven't lost the dynamic reactor and we have a pretty high prime score. I understand the demo is bearish. Nonetheless, I will not be taking any bearish movements in here until I break to the dynamic reactor. Why? Because look at that strong bearishness that happened right here. So my short opportunity, it is gone. All right, and I'm not chasing after the prices until I see another bearish or more bearish information in the charts. All right, so for that, I'm gonna now start looking for maybe a VPVR. I'm gonna start turning on my support and resistances, and look at that, where I do have some resistance or some support right down there. All right, so far, again, not going for a short until I start losing this area right here. If I lose that area, look at the empty space. Let me just move this out of there. Here we go. Between these two sets of support and resistances. Is it anything in between? Well, yes. We can see maybe this one, maybe this. No, that's it. Because that one is this one, right? Maybe if I'm so picky, maybe this other one. But that is not too strong. Nonetheless, remember that you can move your configuration for your trend lines and make them a little bit more sensitive. But for me, I'd rather have it like that and then look for something like my order blocks. Look at where is my next order block in here. It is a high order block, and remember that your order blocks are basically built on positions, right? I also incorporate volume into your calculation. So a high order block, it is highly or is difficult to break, all right? We have three kinds of order blocks. We have soft, easy to break, right? We also have high, difficult to break, and then we have loud, the hardest to break, either to the upside or to the downside. That doesn't matter. So my next possible scenario will be either breaking this high order block or bouncing out of this high order block. All right. For both cases scenarios, I'll be going for a long, like break, retest. All right. Go opening a long as I break above the zero line, and off I go, right? If I go down, I'll be looking again for a flip of the ribbon, and I'm entering for a short-term long. And why is that? Because at that point, I will be below my dynamic reactor, and I know my dynamic reactor is a strong resistance. Nonetheless, I might be venturing for this long because it's a good enough long. That is 9% at 10x. And remember, if you're doing x at dxy, you are not looking at 10x. All right. So just be aware of that. So let's move into the next one. Any questions so far, please let me know. And thanks for that one way. By the way, TSAC, one way is showing TSAC's answer on what does loud, soft, and high on the order blocks means. And TSAC was the one to code these order blocks. So directly from the developer, thanks to one way, thank you, brother, we have the answer. So let's take a look at NVIDIA and wrap it up with Ethereum. So let me clear this up and do NV. Here we go. We do have it. NVIDIA is going to be a quick one because we're just blasting. All right, we had a little retracement. We did had build up right here. All right, and then we have a reversal. This is kind of like what's happening, kind of like what is happening on DXY. Why? Because remember, we were right there for a big support, but we kind of like broke it, not quite there, and then we bounced from it. So again, be a little bit careful for NVIDIA. Let's go to the daily, and let's figure out that we are on all-time highs, all right? So how can you predict this on an all-time high? Well, you basically can't by reactive tools. You need to start using predictive tools. So let me turn on in here my predictive ranges. Here we go. And also we can start throwing in there some Fibonacci's. But at this point, let's just stay with the predictive ranges and the oscillator. So far, before I start considering an entry, I need to go down here and flip. When I flip, I might be considering for a re-entry. Look at the last flip. All right. But I need to be careful, extremely careful, because if I flip back down and break to the zero line, most likely I will be going up, making the next divergence, and then dropping hard. Also, remember, there has been talks about dividing NVIDIA in different companies just because they're getting too big. Come on, talk to Apple, guys. Not to NVIDIA, please. Not to NVIDIA. All right. So I see I do have a question there. Let me see. NQ for future, please. Thank you. 1/2 time poll trend. Sorry, we can take a look at it tomorrow if you wish. Just be early to the class and let me know, because we still need to wrap it up, and it's 4:47. We still need to do Ethereum and then the class purpose of today. But I will very gladly do NQ if you join tomorrow early the class and you request it in this chat. So let's go to the next one and basically look for reversals as we break through in here and do see a break out of at least out of my trend resistance. All right, otherwise I'll just gonna be waiting for again the pullback. All right, so moving forward, let's do Ethereum. Ethereum is another beast that it has been blowing up, but in Ethereum it is reaching the zone that I was expecting it to reach. All right, so what's happening in here? We have, look at that right there up here, and we're on daily. We have a bearish divergence, overbought, and also a reversal, but we're not quite there reversing. We need to be careful because this could absolutely be, all right, a pennant, a bull flag pennant, so, or a bullish pennant. We need to be careful because if we flip on the ribbon at the convergence between the green cloud and the red cloud, like that, we might be blasting again to the upside, and we're very close. If I'm saying that we could be blasting to the upside, why I don't enter for a purchase? because we haven't had a reversal. Guys, especially variance, please help me out in here. If we are extremely bullish, if we have all of the odds on our favor, remember bullish, right? Where do we long? Where do we consider start opening a position? The retest. There you go, guys. You're killing it. Perfect, perfect. And hey, Morning G, what's up, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I did a triangle right there. I don't know why. Maybe the Illuminati. I had meant to do a heart. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Martin G. By the way, Martin G was the topic of the class yesterday, today in the morning, right? We had a ton of fun, and thanks to his questions, we actually evolved into a so freaking awesome class. All right, Martin, thank you for your questions back in the morning. Thank you. See, I love you too, brother. I love you, brother. All right, we need to be careful. We only go for retest. That's why you see an alert being placed in here. And I was looking at this area. In the meantime, I do see my trend assistance going to my trend, oh my God, my head, on my, here we go, prime range. All right. Also, if I start turning on the rest of my indicators, you'll see that I also have a soft and a high order block. All right, so I need to be careful on those areas. Those areas are gonna be the ones that define where am I gonna be jumping in. So because these high order blocks just got built up, I'm gonna set an alert right there. That doesn't mean I'm gonna enter unless I see the price going down, bouncing with a flip of the rib right there, or a flip of the ribbon down here at support. Most likely, if I see this and this, we're going for a long. Most likely, if I see the oscillator or the ribbon breaking through the zero line, I will be looking again for a long, but somewhere around my previous area where I had the alert. So let's do those two alerts right there. All right. So far, be prepared, guys. Remember, we only enter at retest on longs. All right. We don't want to buy the top, and we need to be patient. All right. Let's go to AVAX and let's finalize the class today. So let's do, what is it? AVAX, and we were on the first one right here, right? Did I remove everything? Yes, I did, although I do have right there a alert. All right, let me start turning everything off now. And also, I want to bring to your attention, guys, that this is gonna be an imaginary trade. All right, we're gonna be tackling on the 4 hour, and also here we go, and also believing or taking a look at that I was doing something maybe that I shouldn't have done. All right, which is not using a stop loss. So let's take a look at what would that happen if I did it. Like, for example, let's say that I was looking at this area right here, all right, at this area right here, and maybe I saw the pennant, all right, and it broke the pennant, all right, and I decided to long it. So remember, it is almost exactly as what we're looking at, what is it, Ethereum, right? So you need to be careful. And despite it did move to the upside, we'll see what happened. So I enter late to the trade after the pennant was broken, and let's just say, let's see, after the candle close here, let me jump in somewhere around there, and I'm going for a short or maybe for a long. All right, you guys decide, what would you like me to tackle, that a long or a short? The previous class we did a short, so now, I mean, we can either repeat the short or we can do a long. What would you guys do there? And of course, I'm gonna be changing the way it develops because we want to tackle the worst case scenario. All right, for a long, let's do it then. So, Kim Cool, what's up, brother? Short. Let's do something. Let's do the short. And then I'll tackle a long, right? especially because we are right now somewhere that we could be considered a support, right? So let's do the same practice and we'll analyze it in the next week to see how it develops. And I'll be touching base on this in this imaginary trade, all right, as we keep moving forward to the week. So you guys know on real time or how would I be handling that trade. Would you guys agree on that? Let me know. Perfect. All right, let's do it then. So I'm gonna be opening a short in there. So I was all right. I had a ton of bearishness in here. Maybe I did not look at my support and resistances there. Maybe I did have enough momentum. Yes, I mean, I opened up a short, right? So let's open up that short position right here, all right? Almost even we got it almost at the top or right here. I was talking about there, right? And then let's extend it all the way through here. But again, remember, we don't know what's happening up ahead. You need to bear that into consideration. This ended up going down, but we need to acknowledge that we did not know anything that was going on there. In fact, I can go here and click this one here and start. All right, as you can see, it's almost exactly as Ethereum. All right, so let's do that. Oh, I could be going for the short. So let's open that short. I'm going to set my stop loss. There we go. Somewhere at the previous, let's see, high, right? Somewhere around there. And there we go. That looks about right. And I'm going to make myself a high fat check after I cash this one out. Let's go. I don't know, 50x. So going on that one and let's see what happens. Let's go one by one. There we go. Oh, look at that. Almost took me out. Do you know what? That is very close. So do you know what? Let's go. Let's give me a wiggle room. Let's go here, right? Let's go here. But remember that moving your stop loss when you're leveraged, all right? When you do leverage, you need to use isolated, because if not, you're gonna be using your full wallet to sustain this position. All right, so the price is going down, so let's move, let's add to this trade. All right, and since I am cross, I mean, I only can add so much to my wallet, right, for that position, because it's gonna try to hold it. So that means I could be now liquidated. All right, let's take a look at that. All right, going down, oh, going up, oh, going down, perfect. I knew it. I'm almost there. I know this is going down, right? I knew it, right? And oh, what happened there? Now it's coming down. It's coming back down. I guarantee. Oh, it's getting close. That's fine. I already had put more money into this account and I am now in cross. So this is a good enough stop loss, all right? But it's not longer a stop loss. We're talking about a liquidation. I mean, if we get hit here, we are going to be losing the account, not the trade. Do you guys see where I'm going? All right, let's do something else. Let's continue with this one. Although right now, I could very much start looking at something differently. So I either could be doing a range, all right, or something else that I'm not gonna spoil. The ones that are repeating the class, you know what I'm talking about, but we'll continue here, all right? So we're going forward, or again, this is the time. What? Bar replay can be connected. What? Oh my God. All right, perfect. So once again, and I am back in losses again. So let me ask you a question. Why didn't you grab some profits here or move your stop to entry, right? But also, you might be so into this trade that has come back down, Look at that, peak seeker, yeah, reversal here, right? Oh, sorry, bearish diversions, right? But I'm still above the zero line. And most importantly, I am bullish, right? I am bullish. Everything's telling me that I'm bullish, right? So let's take a look at what else. It has to go down at some point, right? Yes, of course, but likely not where you planned to, because clearly you're not looking at the signs on this trade. By the way, I want to touch base and tell you that this was a real story, not in here, not this year, but it happened to me, and I have many times, many opportunities to get out of that trade, and I didn't because those emotions that I'm describing right now were exactly the emotions that I felt when it happened, and it led me to play it all, ignoring all of the signals. All right. So that is my story for you guys, just so you know. So let's go in here and look at that. Second chance, third is a charm. Third is a charm. That's fine. I can make it. I trust in myself. Red alert. You don't need to trust in yourself. Well, yes, but you're not going to move the market. Or are you? I mean, if you could have moved the market, clearly you wouldn't be trading here, right? Same, yes, same, brother. Cross just seems crazy to use to me. Yes, absolutely. And very dangerous. So, I mean, I'm right there with you guys. I also had to go through all of this. And again, I mean, I feel you're going to say it at the end, you should not short in enough. Brother, that is cheating because you were on the first class. But yes, learning curve. All right. But now, look at that. I am going for maybe hold it. Let me ask you a question here. And I'm changing a little bit because I know Marty G has a very nice memory here. And I also want to make it a little bit fun for him. But why would you dare? Would you risk it all to see if you win? Would you maybe start reducing your risk by taking a loss, right? What is your worst case scenario? Do you have other wallets? Are you willing to lose it all? And guys, I'll tell you that when I got liquidated at that time, I did say to myself, let's go make it or break it. Let's be a hero, right? All right, now understand that my thoughts, bet it all says one way. Yeah, I mean, and that is not, not bet it all, but go for it, right? That is, I want to make that difference. It's nothing wrong to decide to go with the risk, but also you need to understand that going with the risk implies being smart at it. All right, playing with the best hand you got, because yes, you already accepted the risk, right? That you're gonna lose it all. All right, but who wants to lose it all? I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, right? In the first place. I was trying to earn money, and now I'm trying not to lose it, right? So not because I do feel that encouragement, not because I said let's make it or break it, not because of that. I'm just gonna go without a strategy, without a plan. You always need to have a plan, all right? So there's another thing that you also need to be aware of. How are you gonna be managing your losses? Now, it is not about make a profit. This is about surviving the short, right? All right, maybe I have a little bit of money on my saving accounts. Well, don't, right? Well, don't, because that is not worth it. You already are losing. And remember, shorting this thing, I mean, it means that the market's going up. How tall, how high, how farther could the market go? I mean, let's talk about Shiba Inu. Let's talk about, I don't know, a Dogecoin, right? Or Dogecoin. Who knew they would have made it on the top 20? I mean, crazy, right? So, are you really planning to put on there your, I don't know, your college money, your rent money, and knowing that a worst case scenario could happen? Well, that is something that you need to answer yourself. But I very much know the answer because I did it wrong. All right? I did fucked up, guys, at that time. And I need to learn it. I learned it the hard way. And now I know many of you guys have. All right? So, all right. Now that I'm gonna be deciding, all right, let's try to play it. I'm not gonna be setting more money in, but I need to play it, all right? So first of all right, do I see flip of the ribbon there? No. Could I be keep going up? Yes. All right. I need to do something to get out of this stress. Do whatever you need, guys, to look at the charts differently. My perspective, my suggestion, and this is a friendly advice, it is invert your charts. Turn off this thing, make it invisible. All right, let's do it. Invisible. Right click on the price action and invert the chart. Let's do it. Invert scale. Here we go. All right, what am I seeing? Now that I have a cleaner view, look at that, which I was ignoring. Look at that. This is a what? And also, I can actually go like this and maybe, well, that was too much. Here we go. This is another what? Trend line, right? Let's make it as precise as possible. Let's try to be very, very picky in where I place my things here. Here we go. I think that will be, that'll look way better. For me, that's either looking as a falling wedge, all right? Or could be as a what? Descending triangle. Yes. We usually know that descending triangles right to the upside or downside? Upside. How often? What is the percentage? Yes, you guys are nailing it. 70%, 60 to 70. Yes, much better. But Kim Cool, you nailed it. You're in the high part, but yes. So let's go. Let's go. I mean, we can. I'm gonna go in here. Why? Because it's still difficult to me to talk about this, right? Because I still had too many sentiments in me, right? So that's why I like to talk about these topics. It is therapy for me and might be learning from you. Who knows? All right. But we need to think this through. All right. I mean, we always think that we're going to be that special guy, right? That the luck is going to be on our side, right? That we are going to be that success story. All right. And yes, you could and you will, but not this time. Why? Because you already has shown all of the signals that you messed up and now you're trying to fix it. All right? So when you get out of this, because you will, I'm not saying that you're going to be earning money. I'm just saying that it is going to be over at some point, right? And it's going to happen, whatever is going to need to happen, right? But it's going to be over. So when that happens, first of all, go back to your basics, right? I mean, what is the best thing on your around you, right? I mean, for me, I've talked about this, right? It is that I always have a plan A and B, right? Just so you know, I have now 2 plans A and 1 plan B. And let me tell you, I am an architect, right? And I was also saying that one of my designs in Cosimo just got awarded with a prize or with a recognition, right? With a public recognition from the city. And I'm very proud of it. And this is to show that I was good at what I was doing, right? I'm not going to say that I was the best, but I know for sure that I was good, right? And I was earning money out of it. And now that is my plan B. Architecture is my plan B. Why? Because my plan A, it's trading, and my plan A plus or A minus or whatever, A second, A2, it's also doing something that I love, which is chart prime, right? So now I do also architecture for fun, right? When I do have time, by the way. So be covered because you are gonna need it because at some point you're gonna get hurt as I did, right? That is just inevitable. And I have a great girl next to me. My financials are doing great. I do have plan A, plan AB, and plan B, right? So when things start going the wrong way, first of all, go back to the people that really cares about you, right? Find your foundations and stick to them. Because the last thing that we want is for you to get depressed, as I did, all right? And you need to survive that because your success story is awaiting. and you need to get there, right? And let me tell you something, might not even be trading, right? As I mean, I'm not making millions out of trading, right? But I'm having fun, and right now is my plan A. So that is my success story, right? I don't actually need to be the best of the best of the best. I just need to reach certain levels, right? That enables me to live a fully and happy life. So that is what you need to bear in mind. Because at some point, when worse things happen or strikes, you need to know where your foundations are and stick to it. All right. So, having said that, and too much TED talks, now I do see that I am at the bottom right now. So if I'm almost done, all right, I now can decide, should I risk it for a reversal to the upside, or am I gonna lose it all? Because I could absolutely lose it all. What would you guys do at that area? What would you guys do? Let me tell you, I already know what I'm gonna be doing. And mine might not be what you have in mind, but what is it? Close my eyes and click a button. Yeah. Oh, today, I mean, I was that was hilarious. That was hilarious on the Piper Academy. Army Piper was, I don't know what happened. I just clicked the button and something moved, right? So let's do that. That really remind me that, like, all right, let's just do it. Or click the button and it moved, right? It was hilarious. Sad, but it happens. Let's see. Should take a loss and go walk to clear my mind. Having, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. And that is me. That is me. You can decide something else, right? Not because I do so, you need to do it, all right? But again, it needs to do with strategy. What is the worst? A ver, a ver, I'm almost talking Spanish, I'm telling you. A ver, it means like, let's see. If I can go back in time, I would just take the hit. Yes, and remember it next time. That's why we need a stop loss, right? And double check it. But after times, I'm too ingrained into the trade. Yes, yes, yes. That's what happens. You get absorbed into the trade, right? So you really need to get out of the trade. I mean, go for a walk. Do not abandon the trade, right? You still have a chance. I mean, let me tell you something. Uh, let's think right now insecurity in Mexico is going through the roof. It's just getting, I mean, tremendously, it's not in the part where I'm living, right? But other parts of Mexico, it's getting the worst case scenario. There was a news in there. Some bad guys, let's just call them bad guys, they erupt into a house of, was one dad, one man, and one little kid, a little girl, right? Minor, by the way. I don't remember how old was she, but they went with guns. They decided that they liked that house. They broke in. Nobody knew about it. They held them hostage, and they held the guy hostage, and they used the two women in the house, in their own house. I mean, I always think to myself, what if that happens to me, right? I mean, remember, I'm always trying to be prepared for whatever, for the worst case scenario, and that's in every part of my life, right? Yes, I know that was freaking horrible. I would fight teeth and nails for my family. I will go on and beyond to get rid of the threat that I'm facing. But if that is three guys with guns, and just so you know, in Mexico, it's a hell to get a gun. All right? Yes. So I need to be smart about it, right? Maybe I need to prepare a path for the bad guys to go in and maybe try to take them from the back. I don't know. Maybe also have somewhere to contact the police. Guys, I've thought about it like nail gun. Well, I do actually use a nail. I have a nail gun. I used to have a work a woodwork thing, right? So But that is not practical. I mean, I love to, but it's not practical, right? So what would you do? You need a strategy, right? I mean, you know that you had the odds to lose it, and you know that you're going, I mean, as good or as bad as you can, but you're gonna do the best of it, right? You know that you're gonna make it count. So the same thing with this trade. So the first thing for me is gonna be, am I willing to lose it all? No, of course not, right? So let's just save whatever it can be saved, right? Remember, I still have a turn off short position and my liquidation point is all the way down here. I can still save something, all right? By the proportion that I'm 50% right now, I will be calling out the 50%, all right? I'll be closing 50%. Again, you don't need to. That's what I'll be doing based on my own experience. So I'll be taking 50% out there. That's it. Close it. That's it. I now have something. And guys, you are, no matter what is your decision, you are going to regret it, all right? You are going to regret it. Why? Because every freaking time that had happened to me, that is like 2 or 3 times, I always regretted it. I knew it was the best thing to do, but I always regret it. Why? Because as soon as you click the button, the damn thing moves. And let's see what happened there. And, oh, it went up. There we go. Look at that. It went up. I could have closed it. There, I could have, right? Basically saving me another percentage. So now I have another decision to make. Am I gonna be now whatever I saved, would I be putting it into this trade or walking away? What are you going to be doing? For this example, I know the stop loss that I placed is gonna get hit, all right? But also somebody was telling me, what if my leverage is not that high and I can still have that area, right? So let's move it to that area, which is gonna be somewhere around there. Let's go. So as you can see, oh, you know what? I believe that we did not get hit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did. All right, so let's move it to the next area. I would not be advising on that one, although, remember, for this example, we need to look at all of the possibilities, all right? So let's take a look at this. So I increased my stop loss, all right? So now I can go and take a look at what's happened. Oh, look at that, going back in. I'm back into the picture. I'm back into, into the pattern. And I am at the middle. So let's roll, but at least let's move my stop loss, right? This time, let's do it, right? All right, let's move my stop loss closer and let's go for it. Remember, this is inversed. And why? Let me go in inverse scale. Here we go, much better. Here we go. So, and as you can see, it changes a lot. It actually surprised me every single time that I do it, how much kind of trade analyzing can change by just flipping the chart. I'm lost within going on. Trustback, you're joining 1 hour, 18 minutes late. Sorry, brother. We're talking about how to survive a short and what to do in this case scenario. But yeah. All right, moving on. Then let's continue and let's see what's going on. This is going down now. I already have bearish divergence. Let's wait for it, all right? Maybe now when I start reaching some support and resistances and I can start turning on my support and resistances, right? There we go. Maybe I can do the VPVR. I can throw in, I don't know, something else that I have. Well, I have nothing to stop me. Look at that. Till when? Till here. So I'm right now on a big area. So maybe I can just decide right here to take another 20%. 20%, taking the loss on that 20%. Remember, I'm moving with strategy. I'm claiming back what I placed again with the risk of losing it, all right? So I'm back in the game. I already has closed again a partial position, and let's see what else can I do. So, oh, look at that, going down, moving my stop now. I should be moving my stop. Here we go, much better. And now, there you go. What would you do? You are back at zero, very close to zero. What would you do? You are correct. You are correct. It is not the tools are not dangerous. The mindset is, right? And that's why we want to invert the charts, right? Because the tools are there to help you out get out of that situation. But how could I know what to do if I didn't know that it was just clean space between here and there, right? That enabled me to now close at break even with only taking 2 percentages out. You see that? So now I'm probably saving 60% of my account instead of only a 20% or something like that. Right, I won't close it. All right, Demo, brother, you are you're a veteran. You know your stuff. Yes. But yeah, I mean, that is hilarious. And of course, that is respectable, right? But at least move your stop loss, right? At least move your stop loss. So now remember that we are right here. What happened the previous time? What happened the previous time? Are you going to risk it? Well, maybe you can or maybe you can't. What I'll do is take another bunch out without losing, all right? And then just leave it a little bit just to feel that that I'm winning something, all right? So let's go ahead and let's see what happens. All right, going down, very nervous. Oh, come on, it doesn't want to touch it, right? There we go, out with another maybe 20, 25, even 50% out, right? That's it. I am in peace. Now, set your stop loss, right? Or at least set a healthy stop loss, something like that. Even that is too tight. Let's go here. That's it. And let's see what happens. And I know probably will take me out. There we go. Now looking cool. There we go. Now I am on the green. So now it's time for me to move my stop to entry, right? Now I have nothing to lose and I rescue a position. Yes, if I would have held it all the way up there, I might be just going back down, all right, with no losses, even gains. You see where is that regret coming from? But you need to assess your worst case scenario. Am I clear on that? Please let me know. I mean, when I said am I clear, I'm not saying that you need to do it or anything like that. But I do you have any questions? That's what you're reading my mind. Crystal clear. Sure, that is very true. Thanks, guys. So let me also say, sure, we'll move to stop loss. Honestly, I close Ethereum long today the same way with $9 profits. Buddy, you are $9 richer. I mean, you know this stuff. You're a veteran, right? I'm just saying for the new members. You read my mind. Perfect. Having says, honestly, same. Our profits are profits. Yeah, I think the best, Candy, I think the best advice is don't get into a position like that in the first place. Yes, and I also want to take, the long running here. And I'm going to be showing you what I do, all right? Because we also talked about it, a DCA, but I want to touch on that one because that is another way to look at things. OC, you are a great guy. Thank you, brother. You are a great guy. Thanks for sharing. My pleasure. I couldn't cope with it. 9 gain is better than 90 loss. Absolutely. All right. So what's going to happen? Move my stop to entry. I got nothing else to lose. There we go. Stop me out. That's fine. And finally, reverse to downside. All right. But again, when I saw this reversal, most likely you could have entered there. But I know in that moment, you don't want anything to do with crypto or AVAX or whatever the name is, right? And that is fine. Go take your time. Go curate. Go with the people that matters to you, right? Go to the people that you matter to them, right? And yeah, rebuild, fall back and rebuild. Don't reverse trade. Exactly. Don't reverse trade. All right. Let me clear this up because it's too much of a mess. And almost the only thing that I'm gonna leaving it is the order blocks, the channel that we have, and the trend line. It finally appeared, the trend line. All right. Also, I'm gonna clear all of the drawings here, and come on, trading view. Come on, trading view. All right. And at this point, remember, since last time I did not acknowledge that I have a range up here, we ended up breaking. All right. Now I need to acknowledge that it's not about the breakout. It's about the what? Holy Jesus, something is sounding very weird out here. It's about a retest, right? It's about a retest. It seems like we're going for that retest. Perfect, perfect. So let's do something here. Again, this retest, where are we based on the 0 line? Are we above or are we below? Yes, we have a bullish divergence. Yes, we do, right? So let's do something. Let's do the next scenario. So at this point, remember, it's not about becoming millionaire from one day to another. Of course, everybody wants it. I also still wanted it, right? But that is not the way to go. I mean, every single time I've tried, that has gone completely wrong. And 90% of traders are in there with us at the same boat, right? So we know it's not the way to go. So let me just clear this one up. Let's see. How can I? Confirmation. Do you want to exit? Yes, please. Get me out of it. And here we go. Oh, we're already in the future, and bouncing is not about the breakout. It's about the retest, and off we go. All right. So the off we go did not happen at the top. It actually came up breaking. That's fine. Off we go, and now we're going down. This is a tricky one because we have a big air high order block right down there. All right. So let's tackle the first thing here. This is very intimidating because my actual entry was up here, just like it was on Solana, just so you know, complete transparency. But my prime score is bearish. I'm below the 0 line, but I do have a high order block, right? Is it enough? I would say no. Nonetheless, let's tackle it, right? So what I'm going to be doing is going for a long position right here. Again, this is not something that I'm actually going to be doing, all right? This is only an example. And then look at where's my crazy supports. I was talking about today in the morning. Would you consider $32 AVAX? Or would you be looking for something like that? I don't know. Yes, please. Yes, I would say that. But I mean, do you really expect to see it there? Let me know. Honestly, I mean, I really want to know. I'm curious. Why not? Well, yeah, why not, right? I mean, we don't have done much, but let's just call it like a hard to get price so far, right? And remember, in fact, I was looking here, right here, 31.18. That was the one that I was looking for. 31.18. There was a dump today, so yes. It wasn't a dump. I didn't see the dump, actually. I mean, I just see that we're still in a range. Right? A dump will be something like this. That, my friend, I'll consider a dump. Other than that, this is just, I mean, it is a tiny itty bitty movement. And most likely, I am expecting a little range until breaker breaks or makes. I expect a pullback of Bitcoin, all right? That doesn't mean that's going to happen. I will always put my TA in front of what I expect, all right? So I'm going to be setting maybe my first entry somewhere around here. And my next entry somewhere around here, 22 Bitcoin, sorry, 22 AVAX, right? So TP number 1, TP number 2, and TP number 3. That was going to be my my worst case scenario, right? And then maybe first of all, set my trade. And I do not advise using leverage, but if you do it on not on cross, but on isolated, right? On isolated. So when I do it on isolated, I'm also gonna be going for my first or even second stop loss, all right? Something like that. So how many X's do I need to get this stop loss that big? 2x, 3x, 5x, you know the answer, right? If not, just open a $1 or something just very quick to see what is the what is the leverage that you need. All right. Also, there is a leverage calculator on many, if not all, of the brokers. There was a dump today, so yes, I mean tokens were released from supply. Oh yeah, yep. I do acknowledge that one. So let's see. Also, I have another questions. Oh, sorry, that was a few days ago. Yeah, but I mean, you're fine. It's they still being released. They're still being released. What am I going to be doing here? Well, aiming for those areas, right? So maybe I'm going for 3x. So I open up a long position here. And what happens if the price falls? The next thing I want to acknowledge it is I might be going with a full position, but how much of my wallet am I willing to place to save this trade? This is not the responsible way to do it, all right? But I'm doing it this way so you have a mental process. How much are you willing to lose, all right? Let's just say, I don't know, I was talking about 3K, right? So 3K on AVAX. So maybe I open up a position with 500 USD worth of AVAX in here, all right? Then if it goes down here, I might be putting like something like $8,000 worth of AVAX. And if it goes all the way down here, well, I still have what? What else do I have? I still have 150, right? These numbers, or sorry, 1,500. These numbers are slightly different. Exactly, these numbers are slightly different from the example of the morning. And that is just to show, guys, that you can pick whatever you like, all right? Whatever you like. But the important thing to acknowledge, it is whatever you're doing, remember that when you are in, not in cross, but in, what is the name of it? Sorry. Can you guys help me out? Isolated. Thank you. There you go, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Love you guys. So when we are on isolated, every purchase that we do, it's gonna draw the price entry down, therefore helping us out of that losing trade. Does that make sense? So especially that's why I never ever use isolated, because if I ever decide to put more money into that trade, at least I want to see that my price entry going down and see my money not going to waste, right? Does that make sense? So, for example, let's say that I enter with 500 here, and then instead of 1,000, I'm gonna enter with another 500, all right? That means that half of the way between my entry and my new position where I put another 500, half of it, it's gonna be my new entry right there. So it's gonna go average down all the way here, and my liquidation price is gonna go down, all right? Therefore, now I'm pushing my entry zone lower, and my bouncing zone is right there. So if the price comes here and bounces, oh, I'm out, right? Do you see the benefit of isolated? Perfect. All right, guys. We expanded over what is it, 34 minutes, but I think it is an important class to go through. Hopefully, guys, I'm looking at my screen. That's why I have the cricket. And here we go. Sorry about that. So, guys, hopefully you do enjoy today. I did share a ton of myself. Today was a lot of talks. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. But sometimes I feel that that you need to understand that despite I'm here on Chart Prime teaching, showing you gains, because I also talked about this, having right now a 100% win rate just for February. By the way, this is not my usual win rate. My usual win rate hovers around 85, 94, something like that, depending on the markets, right? But we've been talking about crazy win rates, right? We've been talking about winning almost every single trade that we've been taking, right? We've been talking about how to handle increasing of my wallet, right? We often been talking about how to lower leverage, increase your position, so on and so forth. So everything is bullish. But have you guys looked at the fear and greed index? Have you? If not, make me a favor and post a picture on that one. I'm waiting for you. Extra kudos if you post it here. Yes. Post it, buddy. Post it. Oh, this is already post it, post it. Ultra mega greed. Greed. Yes. That is one of the signals that I've been expecting for a long time, and finally I'm seeing them. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be shorting at this point because we are very close to the halving event. I'd rather go for a better position than for a short at this point. All right. I want to maximize the amount of money that I'm putting in with the lowest amount of risk. Does that make sense? There you go, Kim Cool. Look at that. I do still believe that we're gonna be having a little bit more of a greed. All right. So extreme greed, farther above that numeric value. I think it's 78. I can't see it. Let me read it here. 70, yeah, 74. All right. So I believe that we're gonna get something like 80 or something like that, right? And, oh, there you go. Major Pain also talking about that. Let me read you, brother. We had scored 80 few days. Yes, it was extreme great, crazy. But yes, finally. But we're making a range. That range usually lowers those fear and greed values down. That's why we consider ranges as correction, right, or pullbacks, both ways, either to the long or to the short. All right. Fear and greed. Thank you for that. One way. Love it, brother. Love it. Thank you for posting the link. So, guys, I mean, be careful out there, right? I always, if I don't have a confirmation that I'm in a downtrend or bearish in the trend, I usually try to avoid shorting, especially on such an important zone. But also, just so you know, yesterday I allocated a ton of money of my portfolio to purchases. All right. I did not buy now, but just like we did, and by the way, that was a crazy and great one. Love that one. Bluer. Remember Bluer? It was brought to the class and we set up an entry and we nailed it on that entry. We went back down, entered, amazing entry, went up, what was it, like 18% or something? Like 180 or something like that, right? And then we closed that position. Or I mean, I actually closed half of it. I sold half of it and then I reopened the same zone and I just re-entered that one. So blue was a nice one. Yes, it was a nice one. All right, so guys, be careful out there. Please use a stop loss. All right, and do not get yourself be drawn into this massive black hole that is, media, fear, and greed. All right, be careful. Always go all the way, but go with the plan. All right. I mean, it is always the best to say I failed, but I was such a stud at failing, right? So, I mean, at some point, you're gonna have at least a great story, a battle story to tell, right? And an insane amount of knowledge to teach your forward generation. So this is not about crypto. This is about knowledge. This is building up, right? And we all make mistakes. So guys, stay safe. And as always, hey, let's wait for that. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. And I really, really, really love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.